Hello, folks. Welcome to another house coat chat with your host, Justice Truth, the dude in a house coat. Must be my new favorite shirt. Anyways, it is Thursday, almost 4 o'clock, and I'm still nursing a coffee. Hopefully, on my short show today, we'll be talking about tariffs, Trump, and David Eby, and a host of other things. And let's just start off with the news that just came out from Trump. The tariffs are starting February 1st. Yesterday and the day before and the day before, I've been hearing about the American side saying we need to tighten up our borders. Yes, folks, that's what they're saying. The tariffs are there to use as a bullying stick to say, hey, we want this fixed or we're going to do this, right? And what does our government and almost all the elected officials do? They all get on the bandwagon, work on a fight tariff for tariff. David Eby, I won't put anybody on the border because that's a federal responsibility. Danielle Smith is doing something courageous and actually going and listening to the concerns of the American government. And she came back home way before all this stuff kind of started and started implementing some changes at the border to satisfy the people on the other side of our neighborly fence, right? It is about the border, folks. It is not about trade. You can listen to Trump all you want, say he's a bad man, he's doing a whole host of things, but if you don't listen to what he exactly says and only repeat the outrage that mainstream media and our politicians are saying about this whole situation, you have to really listen. It's about drugs. It's about the crime. It's about the guns. It's about the human trafficking. Four, maybe five things. There's a host of things way before trade gets started because it comes down to the basic fact of human decency. Why would you allow, if your neighbor, you knowingly know that drugs and everything are going across your fence line and it's impacting both sides of your fence, why wouldn't you want to change that? Right? That is what I am saying. Basically, I don't like the idea of the tariff. I don't like that the Americans are trying to act like bullies. But guess what? Fentanyl is killing people. Human trafficking is killing people. It is the simple fact of the matter. How many more dead do we need? In BC alone, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say a couple thousand people a year die from overdoses. It may be higher. I'm just going off the top of my head, right? And all the crime that's going on, all the illegal gun activities, and everything else that like that in between. How many drug busts have we had in the last month? A shitload. And how many billions was it, folks? Billions with a B that have been flowing back and forth. And he said early on during his presidential inaugurational debate that any drug cartel will be labeled a terrorist organization and be dealt with by the U.S. military. Now, everybody's saying Mexico, 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 cartel, cartel, cartel. I know, trying to sound Mexican. Anyways, folks, he didn't specifically say Mexican drug cartels. He said drug cartels. So, for everybody on the north side of the Americas, that's us Canadians, the Great White North, every drug cartel that's operating within Canada will be targeted by the U.S. military and its intelligence apparatus. And if Canada doesn't want to straighten out and make things better, the Americans will do it on their own at a great cost to us citizens of this country, while the politicians make us poorer by their actions. Right? Oh, sorry about that, folks. All I could tell you, and I know I want to be funny, I want to be humorous and enlightening, positive vibes, right? That's what I'm giving you guys. A little bit of information. Please research, read. That is all it is. Come to your comprehension. Think, right? Don't listen to the politicians like Justin Trudeau. What a fool. We will tariff Heinz ketchup. And where is Heinz located? 15 minutes from his constituent office in Quebec. A 15-minute drive, and he could have seen Heinz is making ketchup in Canada with Canadian tomatoes. He is a dolt, folks, not very bright. And unfortunately, the next guy coming in, his name is Mark Carney, and he is going to be even worse than Justin Trudeau, in my opinion. And folks, yes, tariffs and Trump. So let's go to David Eby, my premier, the hobbyist. I have many nicknames for him. David, I like eating edibles, Eby, because the man does not seem to have an ounce of genuine care, in my opinion. He is coasting this province to destruction. $9 billion deficit last year. How much more this year? And then he wants to, oh, what, supplement people income because of the tariff. Won't put people on the border, won't help with that aspect, but we'll borrow billions upon billions to pay business owners and employees money that they will have to pay back, just like the recent servant announcement, if you have not heard. Those of you that borrowed from CERB are now getting a tax notice, right? Oh, raise your hands if you got one. I didn't because I didn't take it, and I knew it would be foolish to do so. And folks, that is like atrocious. David Eby, in all his wisdom, and our federal politicians and the other premiers that all ganged up on Danielle Smith. Oh, how dare you go listen and talk to the Americans? We're Team Canada. Well, guess what, folks? Danielle Smith's response to that is I would never go and say the people of Ontario should give up their car part industry or that the people of Quebec to give up their hydro and aluminum industry to sacrifice for the rest of the country on a tariff war. You will never catch me saying any of those things. I went down there to listen to them. I came back. I employed the sheriffs at the border and a few other measures. The lady is doing something right. Whereas David Eby and the likes of Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford, something tells me that they rather side with the drug traffickers, the human traffickers, the criminal element, than to clean up our borders and make it safer for both sides of the fence, right? It doesn't make any sense at all. Listen to the people that are telling you what it is, and listen to the people that are telling you what they think they want you to know what it is about. It's about drug trafficking, it's about human trafficking. It is not about trade barriers or trade wars. It is about cleaning up our borders and making improvements. Now, something that people are going to have to keep in mind is last June or July, somebody was shot at Donald J. Trump. In my personal opinion, ever since he got shot at, anything that he thought about doing, teamwork, everything else, nope, he's going to grab it by the bullhorn. He's going to ram everything through because, hey, he don't give a shit anymore. He wants to make things better for America. And just like Daniel Smith wants to make things better for Alberta. I wish David Eby would do that for the province of BC. But I digress. Oh, yes, folks, let's have another sip of coffee. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, it's a big day. Every day is a big day. But I'm just a dude in a house coat. I'm just wanting you to know a few things that I am concerned about and that maybe you should be concerned about. I'm not going to try and have fancy graphs or anything else like that. You read, folks. I could show you everything under the sun, but it's up to you to comprehend things, just like every other person that's out there doing something similar that I do, like, all the other ones that are got viewers. But I digress on that because I'm enjoying this. I like it. And hopefully I will get a show out of this. I think the dude in the house coat is a good idea for a show. I'm just a simple man who likes to read and research, and I love to talk. Yes, I do. Yes. So the foreign interference, folks. Yes, you can catch me looking down. I'm trying to make notes so that I can do a better show. The foreign interference. Now, what we got going on? The report was a much to do about nothing. There's nothing much to see here, according to Hogue, the lady that did the report. Yeah, folks, if you follow Andy Lee, if you follow Mocha, I can't say his last name properly. B, he also does dives into the foreign interference, like Andy Lee, Sam Cooper. I hope I said that name correctly. He's another big name out there. All these people are showing us what's going on in foreign interference. And even the documents that the Liberal Party hasn't handed over to Hogue, the redacted documents that the Liberal Party hasn't handed over to Hogue. But if she says there's nothing to report here and there's really nobody under direct influence, there might have been a one or two that affected an outcome. But where did the 11 names come from? Why did Justin Trudeau lie on the stand about what he knew then? Right? That man is just a walking, lying person, and the only way you know he's telling the truth is when his lips aren't moving. That's the truth. Shame. But this is our prime minister. This is his thought process. He is above the law in his own mind, and he's winning because people allow it. And a person that should be, I guess, hung up to the highest rafters, so to speak, and like, why did you allow this? It's Brenda Lucky. But we know the connection there, right? And then there's the new acting RCMP commissioner, and I really recommend people to start watching CPAC for yourself. You will be blown away by some of the stuff that gets said on those meetings at the government level. Yes, yes. Foreign interference, folks. It is a messy business. We as a country are corrupted by foreign interference, in my opinion, because there's just no way, heck in hell, are we not trying to work with the Americans while maintaining a relationship with China. And yes, our Five Eyes. You know who Five Eyes are, folks? They are supposed to be the American, British, Australian, Canada, and New Zealand. I think. Yeah, five. And Canada has almost been cut out completely because of what has been suspected of espionage within Canada and such. It's amazing. But people don't really listen. I mean, people, you have to expand your horizons on your information. And that is the CBC, CTV, Fox News, CNN, all these big players. You have to scrutinize more and you have to go find the news yourself. And finally, folks, the last thing I kind of want to talk about on my show is that you, as an individual, and what you can do. Now, I know everybody's busy. But the easiest thing that you can do to try and make a difference is if you're on social media and something bothers you, I will use the ostrich story that's happening in British Columbia in the middle part of the province. Many, many people are speaking up about it. Viva La Fry, Jimmy Dore's apparently doing a thing, Shareware on X, and a host of others. Odessa, I really can't say her last name. Wonderful lady. Shout out to her. Thank you for spreading this. I'm trying to do my part to spread the story. I just need more viewers. But end of the day, folks, the simplest thing you can do if you're on social media is tag your MP, MLA, your counselor if they happen to be on the same platform, Facebook, X. I only do X. You won't find me on Facebook. You will see my pictures on Facebook and my videos being shared on Facebook, but I don't do Facebook. I will be sharing this out on X on my other channel called the housecoat Chat. And the only reason I made the other channel is because I'm trying to still learn to do things. I'm having some issues trying to get live footage directly to X. I got to do a couple more troubleshooting things, and then hopefully I'll get that corrected. Green screen practicing. I will hopefully have some videos down the road for green screen stuff. But let's get back to you as an individual. All you have to do is tag them. It's a simple little 15 seconds, not even. I'm really concerned about the ostriches that are being called in the middle of British Columbia when there's no need to call them. Right? It's that simple. You could tag your MP, MLA. And if you want to take it a step further, you can write them an email. You can phone them. You can visit them in person. Take the time. Be polite and blunt. Express your concern. Because if our politicians aren't listening to us, there's an NGO waiting in the wings to take time away from our elected MP to implement their thing that they want because they are a non-government organization and they too want influence within our governance. So remember, folks, I know it's a busy world, busy. I'm busy. I am on X, and I'm actually surprised I almost have 30,000 posts. And I think I'm just two and a half, 2.5 years. Wow, that's a lot. But I'm on disability and I'm at home. So I am constantly on it, and I'm always a reply guy. Very few posts, lots of reposts for stuff that I do, only because I want to bring awareness to everything and all that. So, like, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody out there that is doing their part. I know, a lot of people get a lot of negativity, but the likes of Cat Canada, the likes of the club, the likes of Jeremy McKenzie, the likes of Steve Boots, the likes of Frank Vaughn, Viva La Fry. Oh, Clyde, do something. There's a host, Moose on the Loose. Yes, all these wonderful people. I'm encouraging you to check them out, and hopefully, yeah, you listen to them and all that kind of stuff. But the main thing I want to say is, if you are frustrated in life and you don't seem to think that anything matters that you can do, you are wrong. Just take the minute, send that email, tag your MP, MLA, civic leader, write them a letter, visit them in office, be polite and blunt. Because when you're polite and blunt, they listen. If you yell, scream, and profanities, they're not going to listen, right? And folks, near the end of the show here, I would like to say that if you haven't been to an SPCA, go once in your life. You don't have to get a pet, but walk down that aisle and see if there's a fur ball that might connect with you. And positive vibes, everybody. Have a great day and take care.